Thank you, Dianetta. One of the things that I've had an opportunity to do several times is follow Dianetta, and it's almost impossible to match your level of public speaking. So I will do my best to share a few thoughts and words. It's a real pleasure to be here, and it's a great pleasure to have OME as one of the marvelous organizations at MIT and have it be within my portfolio of responsibility. It's an easy one to have because of the important work that it does. I want to start by reading a letter from President Reif, and then I'm going to make some comments of my own. So this is from Raphael. To the Interphase community, I'm delighted to join you in spirit as you celebrate 50 years of excellence. For half a century, Interphase has eased the transition of first-year students to campus, helping some of the newest members of our community gain the experience and tools they need to excel. Countless individuals, many in the room tonight, have contributed to the program's success. But all of us owe an enduring debt of gratitude to two colleagues in particular, who didn't allow the difference in their backgrounds to stop them from pursuing a shared vision for the future. One was a brilliant student of particle physics who co-founded the Black Students Union. She and her BSU peers produced a set of demands, which they diplomatically called proposals. Their aim was to make MIT more inclusive of all of those with the talent to succeed. The other was a gifted and highly respected administrator who listened to those proposals and partnered with the students to enact meaningful and lasting change. In founding Project Interphase, Shirley Ann Jackson and Paul Gray imagined a new way to introduce students to MIT, bridging the gap from high school to college and helping members of the entering class prepare for the rigors that awaited them. Interphase has touched many individual lives, but I'm especially grateful for the impact it has had on the life of the Institute. It catalyzed change across our campus, spurring the launch of the Office of Minority Education and the Office of Engineering Outreach programs, and giving us a model for programs designed to make MIT more accessible to students from underrepresented or underserved communities. In 2007, the Office of Minority Education dropped the word project to recognize the Interphase pilot that began in 1969 represented not just success, but a transformation. Dr. Jackson once said that if you change MIT, you change the world. 50 years ago, she and President Gray changed MIT. The world is already changed by the excellence they inspired in so many people, and we cannot wait to see the story of the Interphase community continue to unfold. On behalf of MIT, happy anniversary with warm wishes for a wonderful evening, Raphael Reif. Raphael's letter spoke a lot about the history of Interphase, and in my role, I'm responsible for the future and the now of Interphase. And I thought I would just share a little bit about why it's so important today and will continue to be important. So we've made huge strides in the last 50 years. Take the class of 2023 as an example. 47% women, 11% international, 26% underrepresented minority students, 19% first generation in their family to go to college, 19% who qualify for Pell Grants. They represent 49 states, 61 countries, speak 63 foreign languages, and the median math SAT for that class, 800. So for all of you who were here a few years ago, the folks who yelled the loudest tonight, they're really, really good. I'm just telling you. But let me draw a comparison then to the late 1960s. MIT was attracting 3 to 5 undergraduate African American students per year. We had between 5 and 10% women in the undergraduate classes, and there were just a handful of female faculty teaching, conducting research. So yeah, we've made tremendous strides. Are we done? We arrived at a place where we can sort of declare victory and say that we don't need Interphase anymore. Unfortunately, no. We still have a lot of work to do. We have work to do with diversity still, especially with equity and inclusion on campus. We still have many of our women and underrepresented minority students who say that they have to work harder to be taken seriously than their peers. Many who feel more harassed. We've got a lot of work to do. So MIT is not a finished business. And notwithstanding all of that, MIT still exists as the challenging, rigorous, hard path forward. It's a place that everybody needs a strong community around them to succeed. And more than anything else, that's what Interphase does. It provides that strength of community that helps you weather the storm, which happens in your first week. It starts at MIT. It is not the easy road, it is the tough road. So Interphase is just as relevant today as it was when the pilot was created in 1969. And the best evidence of this is listening to our students. Dianetta read several great quotes. I'm going to read a couple others for you. Interphase was the best decision I ever made. That's something we hear a lot from students who participate in the program. Interphase was a blessing. Interphase showed me, quote, how fun P-sets could be. That's probably been made up for this speech. Or it was said tongue-in-cheek. I mean, one of the two. So you know, while academic preparation is important, what you hear time and time again from students is that it's the community that gets built. That's really the most important part of the program. It introduces them to MIT, said one, the right way, and it persists through their entire 4 years and beyond. And it's not surprising that Dianetta and others have been working to find ways to expand Interphase Edge. Next summer, we will pilot a program which will be a hybrid program for students who are unable to make it to campus to participate in person, where they'll spend some time on campus, but some will be done remotely with online technologies. So we're looking for how can we take the great things that have been done historically and impact an even larger cohort of students. Interphase is still powerful, it's still transformative, it's still so much a part of what MIT strives to be, inclusive, welcoming, kind, reaffirming, all while being rigorous, excellent, and dedicated to making the world a better place. It's a reminder of what we value and why we value it, and that's something that we need now more than ever. I want to thank Dianetta and the entire OME staff, specifically Naomi Brown-Jones, Samaya Kalu, Leland Uchima, and those who sponsor the great work that happens in the OME. Keep up the fantastic work you do on behalf of our students. Thank you very much. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson. Dr. Jackson received her SB in 1968 and her PhD in 1973 in physics. She's the current president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. She was the first African-American woman to receive a PhD from MIT. She's served on a list of presidential advisory committees and other high-level government service roles that is as long as your arm. And that's President of the United States, not President of MIT or any other university. She's really served and delivered at the highest levels. She's a member of the U.S. National Academy of Engineering, the American Physical Society, the Council on Foreign Relations. She's an international fellow of the British Royal Academy of Engineering, a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, the American Physical Society, the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and she holds 55 honorary degrees.